Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about the GST rate cut in the real estate sector. Now coming to the current affair, the GST Council has recently recommended a reduction in the GST rates applicable or payable on under construction properties. GST Council is the decision making body in the GST regime. So GST Council has recently recommended a reduction in the goods and services tax rates payable on under construction properties. Now we will discuss this issue in detail in this lecture. Now before we begin, this is our channel StudyIQ and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations including SSC, UPSC optionals, SSC JE courses, teaching courses, railway examinations, defense examinations, RBI grade B, NABARD, UGC NET, UPSC Civil Services Examination, CLAT exams for various state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com for more details, or you can call to any of these numbers for more information. Now let us first understand what are the proposed changes. These changes are proposed by the GST Council. So GST Council is the highest decision making body under the GST regime. So let us see what are the changes. Now at present, an under construction property attracts a GST rate at the percentage of 18. So 18% is applicable at present for the under construction properties. And this 18% is not charged on the entire value of the property, but it is charged on 2/3 of the value of the property. So this 18% of the GST is applicable only to the total values 2/3. So what happens to the rest 1/3? The rest 1/3 value of the property will be considered as the cost of land. So the GST will be applicable only on the 2/3 of the value of the property. So we can say that the effective GST payable on purchase of under construction residential or commercial properties is 12%, and this includes full input tax credit or the ITC. So this is the present regime. Now what is the proposal made, or what is the recommendation of the GST Council? So recently the GST Council slashed the tax rates for both affordable and non-affordable housing in the under construction segment. So this 18% was recently slashed by the GST Council. Now what is a new proposal? The GST Council has decided to cut the GST rate for residential housing from earlier 12% to 5%, and for affordable housing from the earlier 8% to 1%, along with removal of input tax credit. Now input tax credit or ITC is removed. So these are the three important proposals or changes made by the GST Council, and this new rates will be applicable from April 1st of 2019. That is from the new financial year. So these are the changes. Now let us understand why it was necessary to lower the taxes by the GST Council. The first intention was to incentivize the real estate sector. So incentivizing real estate sector means giving a boost or boom to the real estate sector. So earlier what was the problem? In the real estate sector, there was a slowdown in the launch of new projects. That means new projects were not getting launched, and there were also an inventory pile up. Now this lowering of tax rates will give a boost or push to the real estate sector so that new projects will be launched, and this is a type of incentivization to the real estate sector. And secondly, there was also lower offtake of properties or projects. So offtake here means purchase of property. So when the offtake reduces or comes down, this will lead to a restriction of money flow in the economy, or especially in the real estate sector. So with lesser offtake, there was lesser money supply in the real estate sector, and with lesser money supply, it was difficult to carry out the operations or to undertake new projects. And now, according to certain statistics, about 40% of the offtake should happen in the first year of completion of project. So this is the ideal percentage. 40% minimum should be solved during the first year of the completion of a project. But this has come down to 25%, which means that there is lower demand for under construction properties. So lower demand means there is lesser money supply in the real estate sector. So lesser money supply means new projects cannot be undertaken. So this will lead to stalling of projects. And another major reason was that the builders were not passing on the benefits of ITC or the input tax credit to home buyers as lower prices. So we have seen that earlier the 12%, that is, it is 18%, but when we exclude the 1/3 value of the cost of land, it becomes around 12%. So this 12% GST includes input tax credit. So now the input tax credit provision has been removed by the GST Council. So the reason is that the benefits of the input tax credit is not passed on to the home buyers by the real estate agents. So if it is passed to the buyers, the prices will come down, but there is no indication that prices are coming down. It means that even though they are benefited by input tax credit, it is not passed on to the home buyers as lower prices, and that is why the provision of ITC or the input tax credit was taken away. Now let us understand what were the reasons some of the states were opposing this proposal of GST Council in order to reduce the GST rates on real estate. The first reason is revenue loss. Second one is the valuation of land. The third one, in the absence of an ITC or input tax credit, there will be a breakage to the value chain. So these are the three main reasons. Let us analyze each of them. The first one, revenue loss. So states like Punjab, they argue that this will lead to a revenue loss for the states. Now, when the GST rates or a tax rate comes down, this will impact the tax revenue of the particular government, whether it be state government or the central government. So, this can lead to a revenue loss. And also, it is criticized that the valuation of land cannot be proper, because in some places the value of land would be higher, in some places it would be lesser. So, this will also lead to a revenue loss for the government. Now, the third concern is that it can lead to a breakage of the value chain. This is because the provision of ITC or the input tax credit has been removed by the GST Council. Now there are chances that the builders can buy the construction materials like cement, sand, etc. from unregistered dealers. So this will lead to tax evasion. So in an absence of ITC or input tax credit, the informality of the sector will go up. So the builders can purchase from unregistered dealers and leading to tax evasion, and also this can result into the flow of black money into the real estate sector. So these are some major concerns. Now let us also understand what are the advantages. So firstly, this will induce more sales in homes falling in the budget category. So the sale or the demand for the homes or the properties will increase. And secondly, this will bring down the unsold inventory which is impacting the real estate sector. So unsold inventory means those unsold houses. And thirdly, many state governments were arguing that this will lead to a revenue loss. But the argument of the GST Council is that with higher sales, the revenues will not be hit, because when the sale or number of sales are high, it means that this will generate more revenue for the government, and this will compensate the loss of reducing the tax rates. So this is the argument given by the GST Council. So there will be more demand for properties in the real estate sector, which will lead to more purchase of properties, which will reduce the unsold inventory, and by more sales or more number of sales, the revenue loss by reduction of tax rates will be compensated for the government as well. So this will also lead to more money supply in the real estate sector, and this will help the real estate sector to undertake new projects, and thereby the business of the real estate sector will immensely grow. So this is the rationale behind the GST Council when it took the decision to reduce or cut down the taxes for affordable and non-affordable housing. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and for any queries regarding your UPSC preparations, you can get in touch with me on my Facebook page, or you can email me at joyce.studyiq@gmail.com. Thank you.